Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. This is a special transmission, a little bit late, but some breaking news and a scoop from Savio Rodrigues, editor-in-chief of Goa Chronicle, on what really happened. How did so many pagers get simultaneously incinerated? That's the only way I can put it. Amazing stuff. Technology can do wonders. Is that what happened? So please first like this video, and I'm going to now welcome our guest of the evening, Savio Rodrigues. Savio, first of all, congratulations for the scoop. Talk to us a little bit about what happened. And, this is fascinating stuff. James Bond can take a page or two from what Mossad has accomplished here. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Sree, for having invited me to your show once again. And as we speak, I'm in conversation with one of the companies we had mentioned, who were the suppliers for the batteries which was intercepted. And they're of course saying that, the story is false, and they've managed to get to us in a matter of an hour, and are condescending in their approach to even saying no, saying that it's a story we have picked up from a parody account. I don't think know Chronicle history or even our ability and our intelligence network connections. So nevertheless, they have saying that they have not supplied the batteries, but here's the story. Through our intelligence network, and most of your viewers and you yourself are aware that we work with a very strong informer network, and they have told us what has actually happened. So there was a shipment placed for batteries from a company, and that order came from Lebanon to this particular company, the company that's mentioned in the story, which is under question right now. Once they received the order, Sree, the Israeli intelligence intercepted that order and seized that shipment and covertly modified the batteries by putting something known as small undetectable explosive known as the 𝗖𝗂𝗏. And this 𝗖𝗂𝗏 was inserted into the battery casings and connected to the battery wires via a discrete chip. The pager model was a rugged pager AR924 IP67. What happened is that the modified batteries were programmed to heat up and detonate when triggered by the chip. This chip was remotely activated by sending a common message to all targeted pagers simultaneously, causing the explosions. It is as simple as that. The operation code was termed below the belt. It was in Hebrew terminology, but it's translating meaning below the belt. Now, interestingly, this company, which I mentioned in the story, and who has now written to me through its PR agency in a very condescending manner, saying that this story of BNH's involvement is false and etc., the company that we are talking about. And they've sent me a note saying that, you have to remove it. I have told them that I will only carry your version to the story. I will not remove anything. Because as far as I'm concerned, the source we've got it from is 100% accurate with the information, which is why you've reacted. Right? So the point is this. You have Hezbollah currently having over 1,000 people injured wherever they are in Lebanon. And this has been orchestrated by the Israel intelligence in a sophisticated manner. And what can I say? It's Israel intelligence at its best. You have them intercept a battery order. They realize there's this huge shipment coming in. They take it with them. They modify the batteries. They insert a chip, and the chip is programmed to heat up and in a synchronized manner. And in a synchronized manner, they start exploding in different places wherever this pager was available. Now, interestingly, this is what has come out on reports, that the Iranian's ambassador to Lebanon, Mojtaba Amani, was also injured in the pager explosion. So the question is, What was the Iranian ambassador doing with a Hezbollah pager? Otherwise, why would he be a part of the explosion? Right? So, uh, while it seems funny to a lot of people, but I think it's a brilliant strategy. Now, I'll tell you why the Hezbollah has been using the pagers, because they had believed that the pagers could not be hacked because it was not, high-end technology. But what they did not expect was an interception to the order of the batteries, which was then modified, and we all know what happened after that.
So a couple of questions jump out right away, Savio. Number one, looks like these guys are doing some sort of assembly in Lebanon itself. It's, in other words, it's not a finished product coming from China. These people have the wherewithal to get batteries from somewhere, get the circuit from somewhere, the case from somewhere, something like that. So they're doing that, which tells you that these are sophisticated, educated engineers, professionals who are doing it. The only thing that is driving them is their radicalized religion that is making them doing these things. Imagine if these guys could use this brain power to do something, productive. So that's number one. Number two is, see, B&H Photo is something like, it's a known place. People go there for camera accessories and stuff like that. The fact that they have taken efforts to deny it is actually an admission, in my opinion. There was no need for them to do it.
So technically,
I'm
okay with you saying yes or no. I'm fine with that. But let me read out to you what he's gone out and how condescending this gentleman has been. Answer to your question is no. So I'll give you the entire email. Please remove the reference to B&H Photo in your story, as it is a false information. It was posted on X by someone as a bad joke, and they are removing it. We request you to do so immediately. So I replied back saying that, listen, buddy, I do not know what joke you are talking about, because we got it from a reliable source. If, however, you send me an official mail stating that you have not supplied some batteries, I will carry it as a media guy. My job is to give you a fair hearing. Then he goes on to say the original source of this tweet that has now been deleted. Your source relied on this tweet, so it's false from the start. You should just remove it. It's like me denying I beat my wife. But here is my statement. I mean, I don't even want to know whether you beat your wife or not. And if you beat your wife, it's sad, because that's not what we do in India, right? And then he goes on to say, any suggestion to B&H Photo was involved in any way in this incident, which originated, is now deleted. Tweet meant as a bad joke is completely false. Your so-called sources are completely unreliable, as is your reporting. Okay. So then I very politely replied back to him in my lovely way. Thank you for your reply. However, like I said, I don't know any unreliable source. We don't work with unreliable sources. My question is simple. Did B&H Photo supply the batteries, yes or no? Your condescension is ignorable. I understand attempting to be condescending is normal tactics of PR companies, but it does not cut much ice. So please answer the question politely. I will carry your version, stating your company has not supplied the batteries. Then he goes on to answer to your question is no, and you should go back and check your sources. They are not reliable in this case. You didn't reach out to us before writing it. So if that is normal tactic for you, you might understand my upset. A little bit of checking, you would have avoided this from the start. I should not have to deny something false. You should remove it from the story altogether. I have to reply to him very nicely, of course, and I'm going to reply to him back very nicely, and he's not going to like it.
Well, if I were B&H Photo, any publicity is good publicity, man. Who, except for a few avid photographers, B&H Photo is not something that kind of jumps out. It is not an LG or a Sony or something like that. So why don't you ride the wave? And if somebody took it and modified it, you didn't do it. You didn't do it at your warehouse before shipping it out to the customer in Lebanon. So you can put that thing and leave it at that. If somebody intercepted it, that's not your problem. Like, I am surprised sometimes at this kind of responses. Do you remember that song, Munni Badnaam Hui?
I'm not surprised.
No. Let me finish my thought.
Okay.
I'll give you the floor. I want to finish this thought because people can relate to this. You remember that song, Munni Badnaam Hui Darling Tere Liye? This is a song from Dabang, right? In that, there's one line, Main Jandu Baam Hui Darling Tere Liye.
Correct.
Instead of riding on that popularity, Jandu Baam told this Dabang guys, remove that line. Arey baap re baap. Why? Arey, it's on everybody's lips. Why would you want to remove it? Over to you.
I was a little surprised, but not entirely surprised that they did reach out. But when you have this arrogance and condescension in your tonality, in the words that you're using, then we are not, small cookies to try and do that with individuals like us. Okay, we have done stories that have shaken not only countries, but also shaken
Okay, now they are turned off Savio's light. It is coming back on. Go ahead, Savio.
Terror. We've done stories that have shaken down terror organizations. Forget countries. We banned in China. We cannot go to Turkey. We know all that. So what BNH photo is doing with its condescension is only irritating me. And you shouldn't irritate a guy like me. Because I will carry your version, no doubt. But the source of the information remains true because I've got information from the source before and it is proved reliable. It's as simple as that. So,
I mean, there are 1,000 plus units. Any one unit, if you open it, the proof will be there for you to see.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So they can deny it, they can be condescending. I will carry a story that says that BNH denies it, and the story stays. There is not a hope in hell that I will remove the name.
You just wait for some more time, viewers, especially on X. We are seeing a lot of pictures and videos of this, and you will see somewhere somebody will open it and show you that it was indeed the battery that exploded and caused all the stuff. Think about this. How can simultaneously thousands of pages catch fire? Right? So obviously, it must have been some command. Go ahead.
No, obviously, because somebody at some point has managed to be able to modify that.
Yeah.
I can understand BNH photo having a problem with their name coming out. I understand that. But the fact of the matter doesn't change the story. You can't keep calling it false. I don't know who you think you are.
And also, right,
putting false news out.
Yeah. And BNH, are you really doing thing, or are you taking somebody and then original equipment manufacturer and putting your brand on top of that? So look, you are in a supply chain somewhere to somewhere to somewhere to somewhere. You did not do it. Nobody's accusing you of having done this thing. Just write the name and the fame and just keep going. You will see an increase in sales. Anyway, that's my two. That's my 2 cents, Savio. Go ahead.
It's important to understand that the Israeli intelligence is a very well-oiled machine, and they know exactly what they're doing and why they're doing it. Whatever be the deniability, the fact of the matter remains is that pagers, over 1,000 of them went blast. There was an explosive device. It exploded. People are injured. The numbers are above 1,000 is what I'm getting to hear now. Something has happened there, and we believe that we've got the scoop that is out there. You can deny what you want, and that's fine with me. In the end, the truth will come out.
Also, here's the interesting part. Latest technology always lands with the highest ranking officials. This must really hurt. I mean, below the belt is only the beginning, but it must really hurt. The top, you mentioned about the Iranian ambassador also catching fire. So this is embarrassing, man. This is embarrassing. So if you have to add, if you want to add anything, please feel free. Otherwise, we have a few questions and then we can wrap it up.
Yeah, but let's take the questions.
Yeah, here we go. Magnet Ranga wants to know, Namaskar, if it was planned that way, wasn't it a great strategy? And at the same time, it could have a potential for a big time misuse?
Well, every technology or every strategy has a potential of being misused. But everything done in the right measure to protect the people of their country, there's nothing wrong in that. You're dealing with terrorists, and with terrorists, there are no mercies. As simple as that.
Well, it says here, somebody is commenting, Rajesh Gulwadi. I haven't seen X in the last few minutes, so I don't know whether to confirm or deny this. But essentially, what happens is maybe somebody was wearing some clothing that is going to catch fire, and if that catches fire, then your whole body is going to be on fire. It's messy. The implications are pretty bad.
No,
unfortunately,
the reason the operation was codenamed Below the Belt is because the pager goes just below the belt. That's why.
Right. Mangan Ranga has a compliment for you, Savio. Your investigation will put some intelligence experts to shame. Glad to be on this hangout with the news that may not appear in the mainstream media. Well, viewers, this is what we have right now. And Savio, excellent work, bro. I mean, I have been watching, but I did not get this actual part. People are getting to this conclusion that simultaneously, setting off so many devices is not possible unless a command was given. And you wanted to say something, and then we can wrap.
No, so essentially, what we have to look at is that the Israeli intelligence was able to track this particular shipment, which came from the particular questionable organization that we are in talks with right now. Okay. And they managed to modify it. So I don't know why people are pulling their hair over it. What they should be wondering and scratching their head about is that they managed to do it.
Yes. And Israeli intelligence
of the Israeli intelligence, and my salute to Mossad.
Viewers, you should watch this show on either on Amazon Prime or on Netflix. It's called Shadow of Beirut. Watch it. It's fantastic. Shadow of 𝗤𝗍𝗍𝗆, like in your 𝗤𝗍𝗍 of Beirut. Just watch that show. It's amazing. So thank you so much, Savio, and may your tribe prosper. Scoop is the bread and butter of a journalist, and that gives you so much delight than anything else, being the first out with a story. And of course, you're going to get some pinpricks here and there, but hopefully B&H Photo will see the wisdom of just letting it ride, and they can just say, hey, we didn't do anything.
Yes, that's all they have to say. They don't have to be condescending.
Yeah, right. Don't have to be condescending. Yes, very true. Thank you so much, bro. Talk to you later.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.